Welcome to Ability MKE Now. My name is Sue Roskoff, and we are a show all about integration, bringing people with disabilities and people that don't have a disability together, enjoying life here in the Milwaukee area. We all have different abilities, and here at Ability MKE Now, we dive into this topic of diverse abilities. The concept of disability hits a wide range of possibilities. We could be talking about physical or mental disabilities, the deaf and hard of hearing community, blindness, chronic pain, mental health diagnosis, goals of substance use reduction, and the list goes on. We all have our own experience with disability, whether it's our own or with people we know or people we encounter in our daily lives. Here at Ability MKE Now, we break down the barriers and celebrate the ability in all of us. So I am thrilled as always to be bringing in a good friend to join us on the show tonight. And I am going to go ahead and have her join us right away. So Miss Denise Vargas, welcome, welcome. So glad you are joining us.
Hello, Milwaukee. All the way from New York. You know, I love saying that. Hope everyone is having an awesome day or evening, as it might be. But, we work with everyone all over the world. So it might be day, it might be morning, it might be evening. But hello, everyone.
Awesome. So glad you're here. This is a big weekend coming up. Actually, this show happens to be recording here on just a few days before Memorial Day weekend. So for us in our household, that's a big deal. You know why? It's
Why is
not for the
that?
reason, sorry, I was gonna say, not for the reason that often is for when you think about Memorial Day weekend. For our family, we'll touch on that in a moment, but for our family personally, we are on a water ski team, which a lot of people know that at this point. It's our first show of the season on Monday. I can hardly wait. We
Woohoo!
yeah, we've been practicing all month long. We've been on the water twice a week, believe it or not, the entire month of May. And all you guys living around here in Milwaukee know that it's not been all that warm on a lot of the Tuesday and Thursday nights. So our our teammates have thick blood, I think, because we've been out on the water practicing so that we can be putting on the best show possible for everyone who shows up at the event. So our first show of the year is always on Memorial Day. We start at, I believe, the showtime, now I've got to find out an answer to a question that I don't have right now because our main show, I know for a fact, starts at 5:30. I do not know if we're going to be having a pre-show this time. So I will find that out actually tomorrow night, I'm sure. But we during the rest of the year, as we have our shows on Thursday nights, we always have a pre-show, and it's been called different things over the years: a pre-show, a junior show. The whole point is to have entertainment before the main show, and it is an extra chance for those who are either new to the club or new to a particular act or whatever it is, to give them an extra chance to ski on the water and to practice those skills and to be able to do new things in front of an audience. So it's a lot of fun, and I honestly don't know if we're doing that on Monday or not, but we will find out soon. If we do, it would be probably 45 minutes before the main show. So probably 4:45, and then main show will be 5:30. And did I mention to you what our theme is this year?
I do not believe you mentioned it to me.
It's gonna be fun. Our theme is Barbie.
Ah, I love it.
So the Barbie movie's been big this past year, right? And
Yeah.
it I think is going I actually, when I first heard that, I was like, oh, is this gonna be good? And it is gonna be so stinking fun. I'm excited. We're gonna have a bunch of Barbie girls out there and a bunch of Kens out there, and it is okay. Now, sneak preview, there's a Ken dance. All
Ooh.
the guys, it's awesome. The ones that put it all together really, really have done just a stellar job putting together all the pieces of the show. And we actually haven't even run through all of it yet because we had a storm last night, so we got had to get off the water a little early, so we didn't get to finish practicing it all, but hopefully tomorrow night the weather will cooperate and we will get to do a couple of show run throughs so that when we get to Monday night, we'll be all set, ready to go, and I can hardly wait. It's going to be awesome.
Oh, you
So
guys
that's
are
our
pros.
excitement.
You guys are pros at this. I've seen videos of you guys, so I know you are gonna rock it. And when you have fun, everything falls into place.
We do always say, okay, so show wave, smile and wave. That's the phrase. When doesn't matter what's going right or wrong, smile and wave. That's what it's all about.
Love it.
And you are right. If we're having fun, that helps the audience have fun. We've got an announcer who's amazing. He grew up in the club. His family, he's got actually there's three generations of his family in the club. His sister has kids, his and their dad is okay. Talk about legacy and amazing. This gentleman who we affectionately call Rocky because he is rock solid in everything he does. He has been in the club since day one. And why that's kind of a big deal this year in particular, it is our 40th anniversary year for the Pewaukee Lake Water Ski Club.
Woohoo!
So
Congratulations.
awesome. Yeah, thank you. Because it really is. It's a reason to celebrate. This is going to be a big season, a big year, and a lot of fun going to be happening. So, even if you've seen the movie, there's Weird Barbie. Well, Weird Barbie's going to be there. There's
Ah,
It's gonna be awesome. I just saw the outfit. I just saw a picture of the person who's gonna be playing that role, and I'm really looking forward to this. It is going to be a ton of fun for us to do the show, and I really think it's gonna be a fun one for the audience and something people can really relate to. So I'm excited. It's gonna be an awesome summer.
do you know what Barbie you'll be playing?
Just Barbie. I don't know. That's a great question. I think I'm a generic Barbie. I don't know.
No, you are awesome, Barbie. That's what I'm gonna name you.
I am gonna own that. I'm gonna be awesome Barbie. Okay, is there a smiling Barbie? I don't know. I've always been smiling Sue, so I'm kind of attached to that. I don't know. I will let you know if I end up actually having a specific something. I will let you know. So stay tuned. That's
So you
yet
know
to
what? You'll be awesome Barbie, aka Smiling Sue.
I can go with that. I love that. And I do see we have another friend joining us. I want to make sure to get him in as well. So Alan Holmes is no stranger to this show. He is a great friend out of California who has been wonderful joining us here. And, the man's a human Rolodex. Do you want to know what we mean? Okay, Alan, come on in. If you can, come on in, say hello. How you doing today?
Alan!
Oh, no, 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 no. No, I didn't mess around and found the background here.
Awesome.
I don't know if you see the background. I can't see it on mine. Oh, yeah, I guess I can
Oh
see it.
yeah, we
The
see you.
reason, here's the little reason why I created that is for the past 5 hours, I kid you not, I'm not going to put the company's name on blast, but I was actually in the parking lot because I went to go pick up my wife's medicine at 1 o'clock. Between all the confusions and the server going down, we were in the parking lot for 4 hours. We just got home, so that's why I'm zooming around the world. I know I got a call. I promised Emily didn't able to do the show today, but we laughed and I said I promise I'll be here, and I had to zoom around the world, and I got some more good news. I have the incredible collaboration of, drumroll please, Miss Diva. Yes, I'm on her team. We got that straightened out as about a half an hour, so that should be ready for tomorrow. And I can say Lady Justice in the house because maybe it's because I said, no, if I have to have Diva call you, then they must have, because everything's good. So I'm happy to be here and support and be up here. Thank you for allowing me to be a part of your wonderful, wonderful panel here. And congratulations on number 40. I don't ski well because they say my platoon said I'm buckle 5 soaking wet, so if I get on skis, but so I'll leave it to the professionals. Kurt, I see you over there laughing, no funny business, behave yourself. To Denise, thank you for allowing me to be a part of your world here. Go back into my little bubble. But
I love it. You are on top of the world. I love it.
Excellent. Yeah, thank you so much, Ellen. Yeah, and actually, like with our ski club, I mentioned that Rocky's been in it for all 40 years. I don't know if you guys know how long Kurt's actually been in that organization. 38. This
Sir?
is season
Wow.
38 for him. So he missed the
Congratulations.
first year and he missed 1 year in the middle-ish, school, work, all that stuff. There was one summer where it just didn't fit in, but 38 years. This is 29 for me. So I feel like I'm nipping at his heels. I'll never catch up, but that's okay. And then our daughter, obviously, she doesn't know life outside of the ski club. It's always been part of her life. Lucky us. She likes skiing because that was something we're like, oh my gosh, what if she doesn't like skiing? We might have had to give it up, but lucky for us, she loves it as much as we do. And I mentioned that whole pre-show thing that we have a show before the show. She's in charge of that. So she
Oh,
loves what we're doing there. And one of the things that I absolutely love doing is adaptive skiing. And there are some dates that are known now for this summer. So I want to make sure to just take a moment and share what those are. We are doing an adaptive skiing demo at our ski site in Pewaukee during Lake Country Clean Water Festival and the Kiwanis Beach Party. That whole big event is the Saturday after Father's Day. You guys are definitely going to know on Father's Day. That following Saturday, that's when it always is the following Saturday. So we've got that coming up. And the other big date in Pewaukee is Saturday, August 24th. So we're going to have adaptive skiing going on from 10 a.m. until 3 p.m. And there will be a link available very soon for being able to sign up for that. So that's exciting. We're getting a little bit of a jump start from what we've had in past years with getting that available. And that will be something that if anybody has questions, reach out to me and I would be happy to point you in the direction of where that all is. We also do a lot of adaptive skiing down in Burlington, so home of the Aqueduct ski team, and they are also the home, same site, for the Lindsay Legis Free Water Ski Club. And that is the organization that we are privileged to do a lot of skiing with as well. And we have 2 dates that are open down in Burlington. And those are on Fridays. So a little different with those being on Fridays, June 28th and August 23rd. So June 28th, very last Friday in June, and then August 23rd. So really we're going to be doing adaptive skiing 2 days in a row because August 23rd in Burlington, August 24th in Pewaukee, and it's going to be so much fun. It always is. And I've always said, I don't know who has more fun, the participants who are coming and doing this maybe just once in the summer, or us who are helping out and helping to run the show and getting to talk to people, getting to see all the excitement. I have so much fun doing these events, and I'm so excited to see who all comes back that's done this before and who we get to meet new this year. It's always a good time. And so, and I should
Absolutely.
ask, have either of you ever water skied? Alan, you were saying
Uh,
not so much.
Actually, no, see, now you're going to have me. I actually did it once. I was actually in Germany. They actually had a kind of a boat that was in a lake and everything. And of course, when you're in the military, you do, kind of all kind of. And so I was on the back of the boat and I was messing around and I told them to stop and they couldn't hear me because I had these headsets on. They kept going. And next thing you know, I'm with 1 foot and it only lasted about 3 to 4 minutes. But let's just say I'm gonna leave it to the professionals because I was bouncing around. So if you see it somewhere on the YouTube somewhere, I'm just apologizing in advance. I don't know, it was about 20 years ago, but that was the closest I had. But I actually had a fun, that's probably why I lost my hair up there, But oh yeah, congratulations to your entire team, though.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. So, Diva, have you ever water skied?
I have not. And I know that Mr. Kurt is trying to get me on that sit ski for ever since we met. He's been telling me about the 60. And I love the water, love the water, but I like just watching it. I don't actually like being on it. I'm a little afraid. I am the type of person that when I'm in the shower, I'm holding my nose with my head down because I don't want anything going up my nose or in my mouth.
I can appreciate that. That is totally fair. But you know what? We are
Mhm.
looking always for the biggest cheering section on shore that we can get. So there's a place for everyone.
Whoa! I will be there cheering you on, even all the way from New York.
Excellent. Well, that kind of brings me to another topic that I was hoping to maybe touch on a little bit, and that is travel. And not that I'm saying this to twist your arm to come. I would love it if you came here, but
Mhm,
it's not for that reason. I know that summertime ends up being a big travel time for a lot of people. The
mhm,
kids are out of school for the most part. It's a time where people tend to do more travel.
mm.
Now, I think about the plans that I make when I am figuring out where we're going, what we're doing, all that. I know how I go about it. And I got to thinking, so Denise, I know you are a power wheelchair user.
And
So, so I'm just assuming when you plan travel, there's a little bit of a difference in what you need to think about versus what I'm thinking about to make that happen.
oh, yes. Well, first of all, I'm not big on traveling on planes. And the reason being is because your wheelchair goes with the luggage. Now, how many times does one's luggage get lost where you're on one plane, but your luggage is on destination somewhere else? Well, you know what? My wheelchair, it's my mode of transportation. They're my legs. So that's like say, all right, Sue, you're gonna go on this plane, but I'm gonna take your legs and I'm gonna put this on the other plane, and hopefully it'll be on the same plane. But if it doesn't get on the same plane, don't worry, we'll do our best to find your legs. So yeah, I'm not big on airplanes. But that being said, that there is you have to get there much earlier than what the airline normally tells you to. You have to make sure you go to the bathroom before you get on the plane because the plane bathroom really is not that accessible. Um, they
They're
have this,
tiny.
yeah, and they have this teeny tiny little chair that will help you roll down the aisle. But yeah, nah. So you really have to plan your day, your travel, how far you're gonna go, how long you're gonna be on the plane, in the airport, getting from your home to the airport. So a 3 hour flight could essentially be about 8 or 10 hours for me. So I really have to think about that destination. So planes, not so much. Buses and trains. Well, trains are easier than buses for sure. I buses accessibilities are not that great for long distances. I've noticed it's a little harder. Trains are a little easier. Um, but I gotta say, my favorite mode of transportation and vacationing would be a cruise. Is you get in there with your chair, right? You don't need to get off of your chair. You go in, you roll anywhere that you want to go to, and you get so many, everything is included pretty much, right? Like it's your hotel, your theme park, your casino, yeah, everything. Everything is right there. Your restaurants, so that is my absolute favorite mode of vacation.
Brilliant. I love that. So how many years has it been since you've been on a cruise?
Well, now here's the irony about what I just said. I've not yet been on a cruise because here's the thing. When you have helpers with you, technically they're not supposed to travel outside of the country with you. Now, even if I say, okay, I'm just gonna pay their way, do this, do that, for that week, I'll just hire my own person. The irony again is that you're going out of the country. Once you're in the ocean, you are technically out of your home state, right?
Right.
So that's a challenge. You got to find the person that will go with you. You got to make sure that they can travel outside the country. And then coming back, you got to make sure that you plan everything to the T because then you have to get back on your services, right? So it's a challenge for sure.
Wow.
Now, obviously, it could be done, but it's a lot more planning, a lot more logistics to get everything in place. But once everything is in place, it is going to be fabulous. So that is actually what I am actually working on. I actually do want to take a cruise, and it won't be this year because I want to do it for my birthday. And my birthday is coming up just next month. So it won't be this year, but definitely for next year, that is my goal.
I love that. That is perfect. That's brilliant. When you said cruise, it was one of those things that hadn't crossed my mind that that would be a great way to, you know, go traveling when you're using a wheelchair like that. It's brilliant. And I totally agree that that would be amazing. I never ever had that thought though of, oh my gosh, how do you have somebody come with you to do all the things that you need to do?
Yeah.
And that the complications that are involved in all that
Oh,
never
absolutely.
occurred to me.
Absolutely. And even when, when you go on a regular vacation, the idea of having to get from the hotel to just another destination or a touristy event or area. What about taxis? Accessible transportation. That's a whole nother issue. So the cruise, you're in for the whole 5, 7 days, however long you're going to be on that cruise, everything is accessible, everything is included. So yeah, that for me, as a person with a disability, is a no-brainer. Plus, there's so many places that you can go cruising. I'm gonna do a Caribbean cruise, but there's, you can do a European cruise. Like there's so many of them.
Amazing. Oh, maybe that could be your retirement plan. You retire and live on a cruise ship.
There you go. I love it.
Awesome. You got me thinking, and that's kind of the point of this show is to get people thinking about things like this that so many people just take for granted. And you brought up some things that never have crossed my mind, and I really appreciate that. So, well, I do have one more question then.
Mhm.
What about road trips?
So road trips, again, not if you plan it out really well and you got the right people to go with you, who's gonna help you with whatever you need help with. You can rent out a vehicle, get the person to drive it if you can't drive. And that would work too, because then you can stop along the way, right? If you have to go to the bathroom, you can stop at a hotel or a restaurant or somewhere where you know that you can find somewhere that's accessible. It's a little bit more challenging, but it can be done. And at least you don't have to worry about your chair being on a different plane.
Right. At least you'd have control of that.
Yeah.
Excellent. Yeah, because I know traveling is fun, but it takes a lot of planning. And when you've got all these other pieces of the logistics that you need to worry about, I think about my friends that are local here when they want to go, say, for example, I have a friend that lives in Milwaukee County, and she's a wheelchair user, and I live in Waukesha County, so for her to come here is really, really difficult.
Yeah.
There's a decent amount of accessible transportation options in Milwaukee County. So Milwaukee County has their act together on a lot of things when it comes to accessibility. That I've got to say, Milwaukee is beautiful. There's a lot going for anyone who lives in the county there. However, when you want to get to crossing the county line and actually do something a little bit further away, whole different ball game because
Oh,
a
yeah.
lot of those options they're just because of what they are in the county, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
So
Same over here
it's
in
a
New York.
challenge.
Yeah, in New York is the same thing. If you want to cross that county line, it's a hassle because now you have to try and qualify for transportation in that other county that you do not live in. So sometimes getting that transfer is a little bit more challenging.
Gotcha. Oh, there's a lot of things that we take for granted, right? There's a lot of things that I do that I take for granted, and I don't even realize it until I really start to put my head around what others are doing. And all I've got a friend that lives in Waukesha County here, and when we want to go do, and he's a power wheelchair user, sorry, and I know he's told me stories too where if luckily he has a van that's an accessible van, so it's a matter of then finding somebody who can drive that he can trust, and all the things. So that at least makes it, by having his own van, makes it so that he has a little bit more control, but he's not one that's ever going to actually like grab the steering wheel and do the driving. That's just not an option. So there's a lot of things that in some ways are limitations, obviously. On the flip side, you get to bring a friend every time you go. So
Yeah.
it has been a lot of fun over the years to be able to slip into that role of being a driver or whatever, so that we can go and have some fun, go out to eat some night, or just to go have a good time anywhere,
Mhm.
because there's so
Oh,
many options
absolutely.
around.
Absolutely. So I used to drive. I'm no longer driving. So that is when you had that freedom of driving the accessible vehicle that I had, it was phenomenal. But then the pandemic came, my whole life switched over to the virtual world. So I was like, to keep spending money on the upkeep, the insurance, all the stuff that goes with maintaining your equipment, and your vehicle, it was a lot. And I'm like, well, I've got this great lifestyle now where I can work from anywhere in the world, basically. And so yeah, I got rid of the van. But now, yeah, when you want to go anywhere, it is a bigger challenge, but it can be done.
Excellent. Well, and I gotta bring Alan back in here again to the conversation. Did you have any thoughts you wanted to add in as we're talking about all this travel topic?
I think he froze.
Oop, yep,
Yeah,
frozen
he
for just
was.
a moment there. Sorry.
Can you hear me?
There we go. Yep.
Yeah, I had a little solar eclipse. Oh my goodness. What in the world is going on with my Kenneth? Of course, I just wanted to say, I'm going to give a multi-billion-dollar idea. I normally come up with these just every so often. Eventually I'm going to charge, but I'm going to, for the world of ability, and especially for Diva, she's everything she's done for the great AbilityMKE Now. I traveled. I actually worked at a hospitality. There, I'm not to pay them royalty, but let's just say it begins with an H. And let's say it's all over the world. And I used to, connect and collaborate with group and travel. And nobody really actually come up with an idea of traveling with, like you said, with your wheelchair and your luggage, and you lose luggage and everything else. Well, what if, just saying, it's the Diva Network, where you have a concierge service for those with mobile abilities to be able to travel to the companions, and now it becomes a service. Remember, a lot of people don't know the letter U with the R in the at the end began when someone was tired of not having transportation, and he started an industry. You
Oh,
can
this is
change the world by
amazing. I
having a
love your
network.
ideas. We actually are at the end here, so much thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
The recording has stopped.